G'day mate and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included with me, Jetty. We've had a small issue with scalding over the last couple of episodes, so today we're hoping to remedy that situation and finally increase the morale up to where it should be. We set up today's episode, we're doing a bit of prep work. We moved the shovels in the last episode. Moving a shovel farm, not a lot of fun. Also put in a giant brick that we're slowly cooling right the way down. We also put in another aqua tuner because we could never have enough aqua tuners to cool down said brick. And at the same time we decided, you know what, we should probably refrigerate the kitchen. It's already full of chlorine, why not refrigerate it? Today's episode, I also really want to get to the giant brain thing and find out what the hell that does. But before we do any of that, we're going to find out what the 4D printer has to offer. So today's print from the 4D printer is a Dreklet. Well, I'll take a Dreklet. Everybody needs a bit more barbecue. I don't even think I can wrangle you. We'll try. Sure. All right, today, first thing we need to do is, well, there's a couple of things. First off, there's a small oversight. I found in the last episode where I put all the crabs in a single room, and they are very unhappy about it. They're confined, which means chances are I probably had more than 9 and they've died off. So I need to remedy that. That's going to be the first thing I need to fix. We're going to do that by locking that door, knocking out that tile, and then that room becomes part of this room. But that's still going to be too small a room. So I'm going to rearrange a hospital just a little bit. We're going to remove all that, and remove all of that. Plus that, and that. Yeah, also knock out that, and that, and that tile. And you are going to never grow. Sorry, we're going to try and save you and keep you as part of our hospital, but it's not going to happen. Alright, so with a small rearrange and ripped out just about everything that makes the hospital a hospital, we need to rebuild things. So, we're going to put a cot here. No, here. Yeah, there. And then there. And then there. And then, can I get a mess table, please? Mess table right there. Then doors. I'm going to put 2 doors there. And then I need a toilet. We're going to put our toilet... Oh, where are we? In there. Okay, with those small changes done, it should mean that you guys are part of the room with 300 critters. I have no idea where the 300 critters are. Oh, they're the Pacu. Yeah, and put that back in there. So we still have 5 triage cots. We're going to have the mess table and toilet in a minute, and then that should give us back the hospital bonus. Not that there's really any bonus from having a hospital, but it's nice to say that occasionally that you have a hospital, you can put the 6 dupes in because you've...
The beatings will continue.
Next thing I want to do is I want to go into ventilation. Nope, I want to look at CO2. We have a giant CO2 pool down here that I'd like to fix. So we're going to, before I go and rearrange all the pipes, we're going to run an insulated pipe through there and a gas vent there. This oxygen output feeds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 atmosuits, but these are the last atmosuits, so they're least likely to be used. Also feeds these 2 atmosuits for the Dreco Starvation Ranch, which is working awfully well. We're not going to count how well currently, but trust me, it's working very well. Ventilation also works on... What else do you work on? You work on these 3 for these Dreco ranches, which are also working terribly well to provide us, lots of more reed fiber. Yes. That's all that particular bridge does. So it doesn't move terribly often. So we're going to extend it out here, which means dupes have access to that tile and that tile. Yeah, they do. Yeah, so we're going to move it out here, and we're just going to force oxygen here, which should push everything out of the way. Yes. Oh, actually, no, there's one other small problem I need to fix, and that is water flow. Oh, gosh. Okay, we have water flow out of the steam turbines, which I need to do something about the steam room. We're going to look at the steam room probably today as well. Water flow out of the steam turbines. Oh, boy. We have this one, which is our first 4 steam turbines. go into here. Then they pass over here, which means they have priority to go onwards and into these tanks. That's important that they have priority. They are going to come in, they're going to fill in the right-hand side of the tanks. The left-hand side of the tanks is filled by this pipe of random gook, which also filters out somewhere. Goes out there and goes into our steam room when we need to apply cooling to the steam room. Currently don't need to apply cooling to the steam room. Well, apply pressure to the steam room, not really cooling, because, well, the pressure at the top is okay and the pressure at the bottom is, well, also okay currently. And no, you're actually venting? You're actually venting. Well, there we go. I finally got the pressure low enough. So, the turbines on the left have their liquid come out this pipe, which then comes in here as a secondary, and if it backs up, i.e., you know, the right-hand tanks are full or the right-hand turbines are outputting too much water, then it pops in here and fills in these guys, which, fine, but that all makes sense. At least, I hope it makes sense to you. It makes sense to me. Although, on-heat fluids are a whole separate thing. Okay, what doesn't make sense is we are... which one? It is the one on the left. Okay, so the one on the left, no, it's the one on the right. The one on the right. Okay, what water is flowing in the top is going into this tank and then flowing straight through, and because I'm running over the green ports, it's actually blocking every other green port. Currently, the tanks on the left are being fed by this tank. They're not being fed by the top tank or any of the other tanks, they're being fed by the bottom tank, which sort of works and sort of doesn't. It works as long as the tanks are full and maintained being full, but any time that, you know, we end up with a tank with just a little bit in it, then we can have problems. You're filling from the top down and you're emptying from the top down. Top down, bottom down. Top down, yeah. So if I get to a situation where, you know, one of these tanks gets awfully low, like at the moment we're putting out 10 kilos per second and I'm only pumping in 5, when this tank gets low, I'm going to have problems with flow. So I'm going to preemptively jump ahead of that, and we're going to do that with a whole bunch of bridges. Same as we did, actually this is a perfect example. Same as we did right here, rather than flowing through the green one, I jumped over it. So I just need to repeat that process over here by every single time we get to one of these, jump over it. To there, and then run that to there, and then I need to get my snipping tool and I need to snip backwards. Okay, and the good news is this is something that the dupes can access and they can build quite easily, so it shouldn't take them long to get done. Okay, and then same story, I need you, you're actually feeding downwards, so I need to put the bridges in the opposite direction. There, and that's it. And then I just need to grab this and go snip, 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 and snip. Okay, and then we can remove that pipe and that, whoop, that pipe and that pipe because they're excess. Okay, that's it. Nope, actually, I need one more bridge at the bottom. Yeah, and then I just need to snip backwards. Cool. Done. Done. Everything is done. It's all fixed up. It'll never have a jam, hopefully, ever. Can I also... no, we'll leave that bit of pipe there. All right, next problem I need to deal with is... well, that. I have all the hot oxygen. We all know it's hot oxygen. We all know that the dupes are probably being scalded. Not because I'm feeding them hot oxygen, but because the game's running at 30 frames per second, and therefore it's skipping calculations. Or it's not skipping calculations, it's just taking shortcuts and not calculating things correctly, because technically you could put a duplicate in an Atmos suit and feed it oxygen at whatever temperature, because oxygen, you know, can't turn into a higher state than gas. It can't turn to plasma. So you can feed oxygen into the Atmos suits at whatever temperature as long as you don't melt the Atmos suits. The catch is, because the game is skipping frames and taking shortcuts, I have a situation where, well, the game is allowing the dupes to get scolded because it's not calculating, okay, you're out of the Atmos suit, everything's fine, you're now breathing this oxygen. They're somehow still breathing the 80, 90 degree oxygen that's in the suits. even though that's not technically possible because they've taken the suit off. It's besides the point. Okay, that's the root cause. Okay, thank you to everybody in the comments and a couple of videos ago that did the extreme testing to confirm it was what I thought it was. All right, our suggestion, our plan is to replumb this through here and then into there. Yeah, that's going to be the suggestion. That's going to be the plan. It's planned out. And you know, the biggest problem with trying to adjust a live system that's critical infrastructure that, you know, people need to breathe and work on rebuilding the critical infrastructure you're trying to replan and reroute is, it's not turned on yet. None of the building's been done. Because I've planned it all out, and I could try and talk you through it, but let's be honest, it's a mess. It all makes sense, I think. I don't think I've mucked up anything. I don't think I've mucked up anything. I do know there's a couple of bridges in Bridge Hell down here that need to be replaced after other bridges go away. But, like, can you understand what's going on? Exactly. So I think we're just going to let the dupes get on with work. And then after they've completed the project, then we'll try and talk about what changes have happened. Because, yeah, that's a mess. At the same time, whilst the dupes are busy on that, I have decided to throw in 2 gas pumps down here, made of steel, of course. And we're just going to run our steam up to here. Also, eventually, after we remove 2 bits of ladder, we're going to put another gas pump over here to grab the steam from down here, because we have 2 things. It's the steam lower in the room is higher pressure, but it's also colder. So we're just going to drag the colder, higher pressure steam up through our steam room to the higher point where it's lower pressure and hotter, and then dump it out right underneath the steam engine. No matter what, everything's over 200 degrees, so no matter what, it's going to be fine, and it's going to max out steam the steam turbines, yep. And it just means that, in theory, I can get a little bit more steam moving into the turbines. I'm hoping 3 pumps, 1, 2, and a third one in here is enough. I'm hoping. I honestly don't know. It might be, it might not be. You guys have done that build. Well, you haven't done the build, but you've, the pipe be empty. I need to put you there and join you into there. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to let the dupes disconnect their oxygen, which they're very good at that. They've done that part already, as we can see by no oxygen moving in any pipes. And we're going to see whether they manage to suffocate themselves by breathing in all the oxygen before they hook up the new pipes or not. And I'll see you after, well, they've at least hopefully got this project finished. The piping's done. In better news, no duplicates managed to kill themselves. Probably even better news is now hopefully I can explain how this works. As we can see, I brought in all the plumbing on the right-hand side and then dragged it through to the left. It seemed to be the easier way, and amazingly I have 2, like, gaps. Technically I have more room than I have before. I'm shocked too. All right, where do we start? Okay, let's start with the bottom pipe, because that's nice and simple. It goes straight through. It also picks up a neighbor, and they pop out and they come down here and they feed these 5 vents. Okay, the 5 vents on the far right-hand side of the map are done with the yeah, these are easy to explain. They're done with the double gas bridge. Okay, so the outside one is the priority, the one furthest from the vent, and the inside one is the secondary. And the idea of this means I don't have to exactly calculate like how much oxygen is going to be used by where, by which dupe. I just have 2 pipes just feed everything. As these are 2 dedicated pipes, and we're only doing 1, 2, 3, 6 vents. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up with extra oxygen. We do need to sort of reoxygenate the base just a little bit. It took the dupes a while to get things done, but I'm pretty sure we'll be reoxygenated fairly quickly. So we have the bottom pipe passes through there to do that. The next pipe up is, well, it's the top pipe. The top pipe goes over through the double bridges. That means I have room to access these should I want to access them in the future. Honestly, don't know. Pops around here. Does pass through or past a pitcher pepper nut, which is at 30.7. Needs to get to 35. But the good news is the gas vent pipe right in front of you is at 39.9. So that should heat up to 35 fairly quickly and start working. Gases. All right, so it pops around, it comes out the bottom. And then we'll work our way from the bottom up. So the next two become the inside ones, which pop around here. And again, we have two of these feeding into, well, our primary nine Atmos suits, which, well, the Scaldy dupes use the most. Yes, and they are coming in here and they're, well, jumping over again, primary, secondary. Primary goes into the suits, secondary goes and backs up the suits, and then pops over here and becomes the secondary feed for these vents on this side. I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I may have an oxygen problem on the left-hand side. I don't know. We're not going to know for a little while until, well, like I said, we pre-oxygenate everything. You guys have done that? Cool. Can we put in that, please? And that. Okay. We'll talk about that in a second. All right. Next pipe in will be our third, well, our new one from the new set, which pops out here and becomes the primary for the left-hand side. And then 3 in the middle, 4 or 5 in the middle. I don't know. I've lost count. Okay, we're going to start with this one. This one comes in, it bridges over here, and it is the backup last 7 suits? 8 suits? 8 suits, 7 suits. There to there. 7 suits, 7 suits. I know, we still have Scaldy. It's fine. You guys will get over it. Once all the oxygen cools down, we still have Can I see the temp of an oxygen Atmos suit? Yeah, we still have oxygen still hanging around at like 70 degrees. Yeah, it'll cool down as you guys breathe in the hot oxygen, and then we'll have cooler oxygen. Yes. So it's feeding that. It's also feeding these two Atmos suits for our Starvation Draco Ranch. Also, it's feeding the kitchen ones, which are sort of important. One thing, and then it's finally it's going to feed this vent here, which should... You guys can reach, right? No, you can't reach. Should blast away the CO2 here, and that means, you know, I can have duplicates do the shovels without having to gasp for breath. There we go. They're now being built. All right. Next thing we have is these two. They're popping down, and they're doing the middle of the base. I'm hoping 2 of them's enough. And then we have this poor sap here that has to, well, exhaust oxygen here, behind the freezer, and all down the front. I actually think this one's going to be problematic at best, but I'm hoping with having multiple vents on the mess hall side, it doesn't have to work as hard. Realistically, the only thing I really want is I want pressure and I want a force flow. I'm trying to... Probably that view. Sure. I'm trying to force flow to force... Actually, this is probably better. Force flow in at both ends and force the CO2 down into, well, our carbon skimmer. So your plan is to have a carbon skimmer about every 3rd floor or so, and make sure we have airflow tiles directly above it to force the CO2 into the middle, and therefore it can get, well, deleted. So far it's working 50-50. Honestly, with floors this big, your options are, well, try and force the gas flow, put in a lot of airflow tiles, put in mesh tiles everywhere, and collect at the bottom. Like, CO2 is going to be a problem no matter what. So that's how the oxygen is done. Now, you may notice a mix of both normal pipes and insulated pipes. Well, now our oxygen comes out at 60 degrees, 90 degrees. Yep. It's coming through our cooling loop at 11, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yep. It's coming through much cooler, which actually means I want to remove every single piece of insulated piping I have, because if we go to the decor overlay and I hold my mouse here, we can see I have the insulated gas pipe is giving me a -15. So I did my best to make sure I put in wherever new pipes were going in to have normal pipes, but I obviously missed a few. So the dupes need to go through the joy of actually, no, we'll probably make this out of igneous rock because I have lots of igneous rock. The dupes need to go through the joy of, well, replacing every single pipe again with their non-insulated counterparts. You know, also gives them a chance to work out the last of their scalding issues. There to there to there to there. You can't be reached, so you're just gonna Stay, and nope, I still need that access ladder. Can I go back to gas pipe? Igneous rock, yes please. The hydrogen needs to stand insulated, but that does not, and that does not, and that does not, and that does not, nor does that, nor does that. That does, because that's 50 degrees in that room, so we don't want to heat up the oxygen to then dump it. Oh god, pause the game. Trying to replace gas pipes whilst the dupes are actively building gas pipes is not fun. That one. You come through there. You're going to probably lose that vent. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, that all can come out of insulated. Yep. And down to there. That to there, that to there, that to there. That to there. Nope, I don't see any cross. Actually, we might leave everything up here as insulated. Because like decor is bombed up here. It's just a no-go. One last pipe. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That should be everything has to be changed over. So yes, let's give the dupes another minute to change over the pipes. Whilst we're at it, we can talk about these guys. I've put in 3 pumps to pull down the pressure here. So as I said before, I have too much pressure down the bottom and not enough heat. And at the top, I have not enough pressure and too much heat. So the plan is to literally just take the steam, and actually we might move you to here. Yeah, because you're maxing out one steam turbine. We might move you over here a little bit. Just take the steam and literally just... Oh, that's insulated. You don't need to be insulated. You're in a hot steam room. You don't actually need to use insulated pipes. You sure? Take the increased pressure from down here with the lower temperature and just push that pressure really up to here. It'll drag some lower heat into the higher heat area. So this is probably a better example. I have steam. 244 degrees. Over here it's 260. So it's cooling down this steam a little bit. Also, it's increasing the pressure over here. We're at 900 grams, whereas here it's 700. So it adds a little bit of pressure, adds a little bit of cooling by dragging everything up. That's pretty much all we're doing. And our liquid is still going fine. Okay, so now our liquid's got sparks on it, so the pressure's got too low either here, no, here, or here. And therefore it started opening up the vents and dropping the liquid down from the turbines to make sure we don't end up sucking a vacuum in here, because that would be bad. But yeah, I'm hoping those changes cool things off just a little bit. Cool things off. Even out the temperatures. That's probably a better answer for what I'm looking for. Also, I think... Yeah, I'm going to move you over a tile. And we'll deconstruct that. Also, I can deconstruct that. I'm going to pull out that vent. And I'm thinking... If you're going to drop there, we'll put 3 metal tiles there. Because you were dropping... onto, well, neutronium. Neutronium? Yeah, neutronium, which doesn't really transfer heat, and I don't really need more liquid down here to increase the pressure, especially with you actually erupting, which is sort of what I'm aiming for. I'm trying to get this guy in low enough pressure that it can erupt and add more heat into the room, also more water, which is one of the things I sort of need to then, well, push that up to here to, you know, make power. So, give me a sec whilst I let the dupes get the latest lot of building tasks done. Isn't it a masterpiece? You know, apart from all the dupes still tidying up and picking up all the rubbish they left from the ground, but we've got all the pipes swapped over. We've removed all our insulated pipes, which means here we're down to decor of -3, which is sort of what I wanted. The decor's slightly better, definitely along the edges where we had all those insulated pipes, doing much better now, which I'm a little bit happier about. Sure, we've got to do more things about decor. We'll worry about them in the future. Next thing I need to talk about is... It was pointed out to me. It was pointed out to me, and I know I made this mistake. I know I made this mistake at the time. It's fine. I messed up the cooling loop. It's wrong. It's wrong. 100% wrong. I did not make the maximum efficiency of my cooling loop possible. And this could be best demonstrated with my input temperature. So we're doing 87, 87, 86, 86, 58. That one's not working hard enough. 58, 56. That's the output. 89. So some of them just cooler. Yeah, we've got some that don't work hard. They're lazy. Also, these guys have 95-degree water coming in. They have 26-degree water coming in. They've got the cool stuff. They've got the not so cool stuff, and you've got a pleasant mix of both. So cooling pipes. We're bringing in oxygen as hot as 90 degrees. We still have scalding issues because they haven't inhaled all the oxygen yet, but they're getting there. I left insulated tiles in. Bad Jedi. Like, I don't really need to improve the quality of the... Oh. No. No, we might have to change those back to insulated pipes because that's a Drecker wrench. It'd be warm in there. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with insulated in the hot Drecker wrench. Yeah, let's not actively cool the Drecker wrench because then the Dreckers get unhappy. Anyway. Through the floor as well. Alright, as I was saying, it was pointed out I did the cooling loop wrong. Okay, we have oxygen coming in, nice and balmy, 90 degrees, pops out the other side at 2. Next one's 90 degrees, pops out at 3. Next one is 90 degrees, pops out at 4. Next one is 90 degrees, pops out at 5. Next one is 90 degrees, pops out at 6. And you can see how this is going. All the temperature keeps increasing because my cooling loop comes in at the top right-hand corner at 4 degrees. At the other end, it's down at 2. And then it's at 0. And then it's at 2. And then it's at 3. And then it's at 4. And then it's at 5. Yeah, I shouldn't have run my cooling loop left to right if I was going to run my gases left to right. I also, on top of that, to make the highest, most efficient thermal transfer, I should bring the hottest gases in, or the hottest of one side, next to the coolest of the other, okay? So that way you can keep on cooling as both your coolant cools down and your hot stuff heats up. Yes. So, I sort of need to fix this, which previously would mean deconstructing the whole thing and rebuilding it correctly. Nowadays, thankfully, we have the pliers tool. Sorry, the disconnect. It's called pliers in the mod, which has been available for like 2 years now. And then the devs finally decided to add it. Yeah. On top of that, I have a second problem. My cooling loop pops out water at potentially negative 4 degrees. Well, 14 degrees below that, which is negative 18 degrees. Okay, that's what it's told to cut off at. Which means we're popping out water at minus 4. It's going to get colder, hopefully, but minus 4 for the moment. It's popping in here and it's going into here. It's then coming through the cooling loop. It's popping out 8 degrees and then going into my kitchen. Goes in at 8 degrees, goes around the kitchen, comes out at 10 degrees. If I want to refrigerate my kitchen, which I should add, we are priorities, construction. Currently adding in a whole bunch of temp shift plates in here to have a little bit quicker and more thorough heat transfer. Also, you know, it makes the background a little bit more white and obvious and that sort of stuff. I need the liquid to be much lower than 10 or 8 degrees when it comes in here. I need to get down to 4 degrees to get refrigeration temperature, preferably lower. So, I need my water to come from here to here first. The good news is that's a really easy fix. What we do is we disconnect that, we disconnect that, we disconnect that, we disconnect that, and we say, you, go in there. Problem solved. It now goes in there first. Bad part is I now need it to get out of here, which is now coming in. It's going to reverse flow this, and then I need to go into the cooling block. Cooling block means I need to go in here, which, can I grab a ladder, please? There and there. Cool. Dupes can now reach that, and they can fix that problem. All right, after it goes in there, I can plug it in there. It's less than ideal because, you know, cooling loops over here and blah, 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 blah. And then because I'm running in my oxygen horizontal, I need to run my cooling vertical, which sort of means I need you to come up there. Then I need you to come down a tile and then go back. Then I need you to come up a tile, you know, over and over and over. And you can see I'm going to end up with a mess. But with the addition of this tool, I can disconnect that. I can do this and 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 this. And then I could repeat the process here and rip all these apart. And yup. And then, you know, the liquid's going to flow the direction I want it to. I'm going to probably give myself RSI, but it's going to fix the problem without sending the dupes in there to rip out the whole thing to rebuild the whole thing. So we're going to opt to do that solution. After it goes through this loop, I've already counted the tiles, it's going to end up here, which means from here, I need to go into the input, which is fine. That's what it needs to do. It needs to go into the input. Disconnect that. Disconnect that. After it gets the input, I need to empty this pipe across the top. It's going to empty in there. I also need to empty that pipe into there. I also then need it to go into this pipe, which is the input back to the aqua tuner, which means I need to put in a bridge right about here. That's it. That's it. I just need to give myself an insane amount of RSI by running my pipes up and down and left and right and so on and so forth. And then eventually I will have a fixed loop which will have a much more even oxygen output temperature. And I just need to remove all my grid work, which is, you know, thrilling. And like I said, the original mod, you could just start in the top corner of this particular build and just drag to the bottom corner, and it would just separate everything into individual little pipes. That was it. And it was amazing. And this is better than nothing, don't get me wrong, but this is not fun. Especially as I can just connect the pipes without setting a dupe in there, but I can't disconnect the pipes for the first 3 or 4 years of this game until the devs finally added it, or a modder added it, you know, after a couple of years when they actually had some sort of modding API that sort of worked. All right, whilst I do this, we have zoom out. We have gone and built a tube up to our somnium synthesizer, whatever that is. I want to investigate this to this episode as well, so we're going to just have the dupes pop in here. Can't leave the game running too long because technically my cooling loop's broken. The other thing I do want to point out is we had another meteor ore strike, which means I'm starting to think maybe, well, eventually bunker doors. We're going to put in a row of bunker doors. We're going to hopefully work out some way of, I don't know how to automate them because we don't have, is there even a tech now to automate it? It'll be under automation. That's transport. That's radiation. Meteorite blaster, blast shot maker. I know I can shoot them down. I don't really want to shoot them down. I want to detect that they're coming like we used to, and then automate broadcaster, adjacent space, automate receiver. There used to be a satellite thing that you could use to detect whether meteorites were coming. Produce blast shot from refined metals combined with petroleum. Mirror shot blaster. Maybe I can find some sort of way to hook automation into the blaster. Mission control station? Maybe. I don't know. That's the next thing I need to investigate, because rocketry, yeah, I don't see any automation in here. Star map sensor location, rocket interior only, so that's definitely not going to help. Automation, it used to live in here. Oh, the space scanner. That's exactly what I want. All right, we need to investigate a space scanner. Not now, in the future. For right now, I need to give myself some RSI. Yuxi's on his way to, well, activate the giant brain thing. That's it? That's it? Okay, that's it. No database entry. What are you called? Somnium. Nope. Power cluster relic from Gravitas Underground Sleep Lab. Duplicants sleep their minds and blissfully blank and dream free. Under the right conditions, things could be different. I've discovered a new dream analyzing building deep within inside our asteroid. It seems to get new sleep-specific suits. Could these be the key to unlocking my duplicate's ability to dream? I often wonder what they might be capable of once their imaginations were awakened. Okay. And we get a pajama cubby. Dispense item. Clothing storage unit contains ultra soft sleepwear. Okay. You contain oxygen. Oh. Tracks on. You're rubbing the pajama. Oh my god. It's like going shopping with a partner. Yep, exactly like shopping with a partner. Feel this. Oh, does this look pretty? Does this look good? What do you think of this one? And this one? We just looked at that one, dear. It's the exact same as the one 5 minutes ago. No, it's not. It's different. It comes in a different shade of red, purple, pink, whatever the color was. Just pick one. Pick one so we can go. That one. I agree. Well, it looks great. You're not even going to put it on. You're just going to roll it up and drop it on the floor. Okay. But we get free clothing. Okay. So you oxygen. Okay. Can I put a bridge in here and put oxygen in the pipe and feed that in there? Okay. Meanwhile, pajamas. Yarrow. You applied for the job. Zeltium's a Metatronics engineer. They're normally important, and Zombieland is a chef, and well, we're 2.2 million calories. But obviously, we need more chefs. Actually, we do need more chefs. If we go to Cooling Brick. Cooling Brick is in and oops, done. Done now. May have forgotten a pipe. All the other pipes should empty. We still have Scotland, by the way. Oh, this time you're carrying hot stuff, are you? Yeah, sandstone at 300 degrees. Probably not a good thing to be carrying, but okay. I don't even know where you went with the sandstone. You're probably putting things in storage. You know what? No, we'll worry about storage later. Very quickly, oxygen. Oxygen is flowing still, obviously. We are slowly reoxygenizing the whole base. It's taking some time, but it's getting there. I may have to... No, they'll look fine. No, you have too much oxygen. I only used 2 vents off you. Yeah, I need to... Well, that's a good point. I have a spare oxygen pipe right here I could steal, which might solve this problem. Moving everything over by a pipe might be a nightmare, but it's probably doable. Possibly, maybe, I'm not sure. Yes, okay. Oxygen's getting there. Cooling loop is now in. We're gonna have to give it some time to equalize, but it does mean that my very cold water is now coming in the kitchen first. The kitchen has got temp shift plates going in, and well, we can see I've cooked seafood on the bottom on the floor, which is at 18 degrees, which is better than the 60 degrees it comes out at, but it's still not frozen. They're still marked as unrefrigerated. We need to get this room much cooler. We do have water coming in at 3 degrees. But it's still in lead pipes. We can upgrade the pipes to steel, but at the moment I'm putting in temp shift plates just to have a better thermal transfer. Much better thermal transfer, I hope, at least. Anyway, that's done. You're flowing through. You're looping back out. Okay. I lost Yarrow. I wasn't paying attention. Oh. Yarrow! Follow cam. So you're wearing pajamas. Athletics -8, stamina -10% per cycle. That doesn't sound like fun at all. Why do I want to put them in pajamas again? Okay, farming supply. All right, you're wearing, what is it? Wearing pajamas. Pajamas. A soft fleecy ticket to Dreamland. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna wait for Yarrow to go to the nap. I don't even know. Oh, schedule. Yep, finding Yarrow in that mess is gonna be a bit of a nightmare. All else fails. That is anything but alphabetical order. Yarrow, that worked. Yarrow, go to bed. No idea what schedule you came from, but go to bed. Go to bed. In theory, there's 3, 4, 5 dupes on every schedule. Moving one around shouldn't matter too much. Shouldn't matter too much. The lack of oxygen might matter because it does not look like your bedroom is that's fine. Just don't breathe too deeply. Okay. Oh. Sleeping, wearing pajamas. Okay, so stamina's 100%. Nodding off, minus 10. Okay. You. Stamina. So minus 70% per cycle. So have minus 80% per cycle, which means that cycles are just going to have to be slightly shorter to make sure they can nap. And even though your stamina is 100%, you're just staying in bed because your schedule dictates it. Schedule. So it's about to come to the end of nappy time, which means you'll get up and go back to work. Okay. And your stamina is just going to go down at 80% rather than 70%. Maybe it's not that much of a punishment. The pajamas having minus 8 athletics, that is a penalty. Athletics. So you currently sparkle flatted for a +5 with your original 11, and then they gave you a 160% run speed, and then you've had 80% of that knocked off. Ouch. And if you put on an Atmos suit, that gives you another -6 or something. Okay. We could probably work ways around this, but all right. Double check. Yes. Okay. So our cooling loop is back up and running. Also means, can I remove that? Also means that my oxygen should now be coming in at 89, leaving it 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 22, and 22. Also means my liquid should come in at 1 degree, and then leave out here at 21 degrees, which is what obviously my oxygen is coming out at, which is fine by me. That's a much more reasonable way of doing things. Also means there is a chance that I possibly don't need the cooling loop, liquid cooling loop. We can just mass cool the oxygen. The dupes need the oxygen anyway, and I could remove the giant cooling loop, which means I could put it to some other use. I don't know what the other use is, but yes. So I think next episode we may, wrong button, we may print off some extra pajamas because you want dream journals. Actually, can I look up pipe dream? Artificial memories, don't. Personal journal. Nope. Okay, I guess we just need to feed 25 into this and find out what happens. So we'll just print out some pajamas. I guess worst comes to dispense. Worst comes to worst, I could just cancel them afterwards. I will have the dupes take them off. But I do need to have the dupes do a general sweep and mop of the area again because they have made a mess. We have replaced all the piping. We have replaced all the piping. We've upgraded all the piping. We have increased the decor a little bit, generally, just over the whole area. I've actually been very, very careful with power, like to not run bridges if at all possible, because bridges actually have a negative decor, whereas like normal wires don't. Oh, sure. Yeah, so a lot of the wire runs are as direct and as straight as possible. We do need to look at putting in a bunker door in the future. Also have the dupes come out here and clean up again. Yeah, it's free slime. I don't know. Wow, free slime's free mushrooms. Yeah, I'll take free mushrooms. Oops. Don't press that button, JD. But yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on Yarrow. We're gonna have to wait for the base to fully reoxygenate. And maybe the next episode we can actually get around to using the spaceship again. Oh, also, yeah, probably work out the automation for not getting hit by asteroids. Because if I can access a crap ton of solar power, In saying that, it's almost nighttime, so bad example. These don't run flat out. They produce a max of 380 watts. I think they only run at half speed, at like 200-ish watts, because it's just not bright enough on this planet. But all things for the next episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. Our cooling brick is in. Our pipes have been cleaned up. Our kitchen is still not in a deep freeze state, but with us bringing in water at 2 degrees, hopefully we'll get there fairly quickly. Oh, and you may need the chance to rebalance because I reversed the flow. Yeah, the water's now going the opposite direction. We're going to need to give it a couple of cycles to try and get the temperature of the whole water loop back down. But yeah, I might have extra cooling loops now. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next episode of Oxygen Included. All right, bye.